somebody, if this is real, has 700 cold cups that they bought a storage unit for to keep their cold cups in. Hi, hello, welcome to today's video, and welcome to the final day of Everyday May. It's been fun and crazy, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And so I was thinking about a finale video. I've gone back and forth over what I wanted to do, and I asked you guys, what did you want to see? Got lots of ideas, and some of which are added to the calendar for later, so if you left an idea, thank you. But I wanted to go out with a bang. Yesterday I posted a video about all the problems of overconsumption. So today we are going to be looking at things people have dubbed like overconsumption final boss. In some cases also like overconsumption core we'll also be looking at. And all of these are honestly extreme examples of overconsumption. So yesterday we had the video of why this sucks, why overconsumption is bad, and then today we're seeing examples. I feel like these two pair very nicely together to conclude Everyday May. Let's get started. And the first video we're going to watch is from last summer. Now, there's a little bit of context. Last summer, underconsumption core was trending, and there was a bit of a pushback against underconsumption core, and overconsumption core had a small moment. So the first video is somebody who is using the overconsumption core hashtag, overconsumption core, like they jumped on that, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about all of that in the comments and everything in this video. So let's watch. So in this video, there's a creator who is looking over a skincare closet, and she's using one of the songs that the people using the underconsumption hashtag use. Well, there's two songs that people were using. This is one of them. It's Norah Jones, Don't Know Why. And so she like basically pans over her stuff, and then the title on the screen says overconsumption core, and then the caption says overconsumption isn't normal, but neither am I, and then monkey covering its face, that emoji. She doesn't seem to be joking, you know? And I feel as though this video pokes a bit of fun at underconsumption core, because there were people who were maybe like more sustainable creators or minimalists who were using that hashtag as an opportunity to get seen and to show people what like living under your means or within your means look like. There was a huge controversy over consumption core. A lot of people don't like it. So I've already talked about it, and lots of creators have talked about it. If you want to hear more about underconsumption core, you can go do that. This is not the video for that. But there were a lot of people who are not underconsumers, who are not minimalists, who are not anti-consumer, anti-capitalist, who are people who generally have a lot of stuff, who were like in some ways showing or being untruthful about their lives or portraying their lives as things that they weren't, and just like using it to kind of jump into the hashtag and then like a week later go buy a bunch of shit. Like people jumping on a trend because it's a trend, not actually something that they were doing. And I think that was one of people's gripes about that trend, and I think her video kind of pokes fun at that a little bit and is a bit unserious. I've shown at least one of her videos on this channel over the past year and a half-ish, which was her restocking her skincare closet after she got a box of PR from Bath and Body Works. And the thing about her closet is that she does get PR, but she also does buy things. So it's as full as it is, at least in part because of PR. And so the caption implying that I'm not normal, I think at least is a nod to that. Like her job isn't normal. The context of this isn't normal. And she's not just a average person with like a regular 9-to-5 or something that is just buying all of this stuff. That's at least my take on it anyway, but I could see other people having other opinions. What I want to talk about though in this video are the comments. Oh, and I feel like what might be the case throughout this video is like progressively more extreme examples of consumption. This is, in fact, not the most extreme example of overconsumption we're going to see today. So here's some of the comments. Why do people hate on overconsumption so much? Like, are you mad you can't afford it or something? I feel like it's different because you actually use your products. I love your videos so much. As we talked about yesterday, you could use things, but it could still be overconsumption. And I would find it hard to believe for her to actually be able to use all of these products because there's too much. Somebody else, life's too short. If these things make you happy, get them. It's your money, and if you want to spend it on things that you like, that's your choice and nobody's business. Absolutely not true when you're an influencer. I'm happy living my overconsumption life. Only appreciate overconsumption because we can switch scents and still use it all. You can never overconsume on hygiene. What even is overconsumption? In my world, it doesn't even exist. I don't care if it's overconsumption. If I had this, I'd be happy. I'll forever be an overconsumption girly. If I see something, I like it, I just buy it. Somebody else says it's a collection and a hobby. Nothing wrong with it. We'll talk about that one in just a second with the next video. Even if she's kind of poking fun at underconsumption, and even if she's being unserious, she is still like, there are so many people who see this video. It's normalizing, or I guess in some ways validating, that overconsumption is totally fine and totally great and nothing wrong with it. I know other people are different than me. There's so many different kinds of people out there. I am not a fan of overconsumption for all of the reasons I mentioned in yesterday's video. Go check that out. Go check out that video. And I'm just going to put the personal examples aside. The financial consequences, the clutter consequences, and the mental and emotional consequences. I do think that one of these three is, like, if somebody is going to see overconsumption as a negative thing, it's most likely like one of these three things that are going to trigger them. Because I think even if we know that things are unsustainable, I think like the climate crisis is not always like obvious and in our faces, and we can't see the consequences of that as clearly. But what people can see consequences of very clearly and are significantly impacted are personal ones. All of that aside, we do not have the resources to overconsume. We do not have the resources globally to continue consuming the way that we are. We cannot. We are currently using our resources at 1.75 times the rate in which we have them, or the rate in which they can replenish, and not all resources are replenishable. So if we do nothing, we just keep on going as we are stripping our planets of resources. There will be a day that we will run out, and that's climate change aside. Now, let's get on to the collecting aspect of things. This is going to be the Stanley portion of this video because there are so many Stanley cups. We're going to watch a couple of Stanley videos by this one creator. So there's one that went very viral last year. It was very popular. And so the first video we're going to watch is somebody setting up their Stanley collection. Yeah, so this is a Stanley wall. This video has 3.5 million views and it's from last July. In this video, I counted 80 Stanleys, some of which were still in the box, others still had their tags on them. She posted a video a couple of days ago. We're going to watch that now. Keep in mind what you just saw. We don't need to watch it all because you get it. These shelves hold approximately 20 each, which means she has around 120 Stanleys. So in under a year, in about 11 months, 10 months, 10, 11 months, she's acquired 40 new Stanleys. That's nearly one a week. You can visually see the setup is different. Her shelves are bigger. Like before, she had a few smaller ones on top and then some longer ones on the bottom. They're now all of equal length, and she's most likely had to have expanded her display because she has purchased 40 Stanleys in it's not even a year. It might actually be like 40 Stanleys in 40 weeks. You do not need to own more cups than there are weeks in the year. Like, this is completely not necessary. And I already hear the comments. This is a collection. She's collecting. Is this really collecting, or is this consumption disguised as collecting? She's collecting them now. That doesn't actually mean she's going to want or use them 5 years down the line. I have a hard time viewing anybody collecting things or qualifying somebody who owns this much stuff as collecting if you're going to declutter them all in 5 years. I think a lot of collectors aim to own things over time, and keep their collection. I think it is fairly normal for collections to grow over time, but if you want to own something or you only own something for a short period of time, were you just experiencing the itch to buy and you just increased your collection dramatically because you love shopping? Or is this genuine collecting? And the thing is I don't know her. I can't, and you can't say for sure that she will not own these things in 5 or 10 years. This is a weird line because people have different definitions of collecting. I don't actually believe you can collect makeup as an example because it expires, and very few people are actually going to own makeup after it expires. And people use the term makeup collection. In some ways, it's just infiltrated speech and just is what it is. But some people view their makeup as a collection to justify how much they spend on it when they don't actually treat it as a collection. It's a fine line with traditional consumer goods like the Stanley Cup, because while she may be a collector and owns these things for 50 years, she's normalizing owning large quantities of things. And as we've seen, average people who don't actually intend to own the Stanley, or most likely for 5 years, let alone 10 or 50 years, it's normalized owning large quantities of things. And I'll show you more TikToks of young girls flaunting how many Stanleys they have. And this to me is a promotion of large collections as normal. And it's the same kind of behavior we see with large collections of makeup and skincare. It's such similar behavior. And people, I think, overall use collecting as a way to brush off criticism. And as I mentioned, we don't know if she's going to own these things long term, but I have a sneaking suspicion in 5 years, we're not going to own this many Stanleys. I don't know if I explained it fully, but what happens a lot of the time is people, they have an interest, right? Whether it's cream blush or Stanley cups or stickers, people love a thing so much, they express that love and excitement and appreciation via buying stuff. And they buy a lot of that thing all at once. And then once that interest fades, they declutter it all and then move on to buying the next thing or their next interest. And what we see time and time again is people bringing this consumption, collecting, acquiring mindset to so many of their interests where that behavior becomes normal. Let's look at another Stanley collection. This one's really quick. This one says, I know it's a lot, but everyone collects something. No, not everybody collects something. We have shelves that are 2 deep. We have, some of them are 3 deep. We have repeats of some of the colors. I got distracted. That's not the one I wanted to show. The one I wanted to talk about is this one. This is the Great Tumbler Declutter. This isn't just Stanley's, this is tumblers.
Get ready for another video to send your spouse because I absolutely have more cups than you. Let's declutter Starbucks cups, glass sipper cups, and tumblers. And yes, this will once again be multiple parts. I'm going to start with Starbucks cups. I've been collecting them for about 8 years, I think. I would love to get rid of half. I do want to still have a full rainbow of them because I like displaying them that way. So let's start down here with the pinks and reds. Oh my gosh, look at the dust on these. This one I got at Disney. Keep, donate, donate, keep, donate, keep. I have 3 Barbie ones. I definitely use this one the most. I'm gonna keep this one and donate these 2. Donate, pink and green, keep. I love these scalloped ones, keep, donate. This is my only like grande size one and I never use it because it's so small, donate. But I do also have this one, which is really pretty, but I don't use it, donate. This has actually been my favorite one recently that I've been using a lot, keep. Keep, donate, donate. We're definitely starting strong because look at this donation pile. I have 4 different friends that want to go through all of the cups I'm donating first, so they'll get first dibs. Donate, keep this orange, donate. Oh, this one I got at Disney for the 50-year celebration, keep. The Starbucks 50-year limited edition, keep. The Disney Halloween special cup, keep. This butter yellow pastel, keep. Donate, keep. Definite keep, keep. Donate. Yes, I have 2 of these, donate, keep, keep. Disney Christmas gift for my best friend, keep, keep. Donate. This one actually is a very dark blue and I love it. Keep, donate, 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 keep, keep, donate, keep, donate, 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 keep, keep, donate, donate. Somehow I have 2 of the oil slick ones. I'm going to keep one and donate one. Keep, 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 donate, keep. Keep. Okay, so I'm keeping about half and I still have a really nice full rainbow of cups. And here's everything that we are giving away.
Oh my God, I'm not finished. This person says, I'm over 700 with the storage unit just for them plus what's in my house. Somebody, if this is real, has 700 cold cups that they bought a storage unit for to keep their cold cups in. Does that not seem excessive to anybody else? Okay, there's a part 2.
Declutter some of these tumblers. Let's start with the Stanleys. Keep, 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 keep. Donate. This is Boo Boo's only Stanley. Keep. Oh, definitely keep. 7 feels like a reasonable number of Stanleys. I have 3 Kate Spade cups. Donate. Keep. Donate. Next we have Swigs, which is actually my favorite brand of cup. They always have the best colors and designs and they have like the rubber stopper on the bottom so they don't slip. Keep. This birthday one I just got. Keep. 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 I swear I will be getting rid of some, but keep. 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 And this is the one I'm using right now. Keep. This one doesn't have a handle. Donate. And then these are all this like little mug size. And to be honest, I do not use these. These were great to like have on my desk when I was going into an office. They don't fit in a cup holder well. So I'm actually going to be donating all of them. Even this one. These are all donate. Next are the Simple Moderns. And I do really like these. These are the ones that don't spill. Usually take one of these big 60-ounce ones to the pool in the summer or to the beach because I can just throw it in my bag and then like have a straw and it's amazing. But I definitely only need one. I'm only keeping this one and donating these 3. All right, next we have our like off-brand dupe tumblers. I've been using this one a ton. Keep. Love this one. Keep. Just got this one. Haven't used it yet. Look how cute. Keep. Love this one. I'm gonna keep. I used to use this one all the time. I have not been using it a lot lately. I'm gonna donate. I mean, this is just elite. Keep. No handle. Donate. Donate. No lid. Donate. Even though I'm really bummed, this is my only Wawa cup. Gotta represent where I live. Keep. Love this Hydro Peak one and it has like that versatile lid. Keep. I have 3 Buc-ee's cups. I'm gonna keep this one and donate these 2. This is Boo Boo's from our wedding day. I'll let him decide, but I'll keep it for now. This is probably the most expensive one I own because yes, I did graduate from the AFI Conservatory. Keep. Got this for free at a TJ Maxx store opening. Super fun, but donate. I kept my other Rehoboth one so I can donate this one. Ooh, here's a super old water bottle. Donate. These little cups I always think are going to be so cute. I rarely use them. Donate. 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 I love the pink and green of this.
No. People are roasting her in the comments. The second video had 1 million views, 1.1 million views. People are roasting her. I get it because this is so much. Like this is so much stuff and She calls this a collection. And I think what I said earlier, I think applies here, where somebody likes a thing so much, they buy a lot of that thing. And then once that interest wanes, she's decluttering it all. To me, it's not a collection if you simply just bought a lot of a thing. She's decluttering all of these things that she bought. And she did say some of these things in the comments, that some of these things were gifted to her because people knows that she collects them. And in my opinion, I think this is the buy and declutter cycle in action, because she knew she was going to declutter these, and then she bought one, like she just bought one. And then after this video, she's at Marshall's shopping and buying more things and looking at new tumblers to buy. What is the point of decluttering all of these things only to go out and buy more things? We talked about the buy and declutter cycle recently with clothes. It's the same thing here, in my opinion. Would you say that somebody doing the buy and declutter cycle with clothes is collecting clothes, or would you call that overconsumption? I really feel like the collecting term has been used to deflect criticism, and people and for people, I'm not going to say necessarily any of the videos that we've seen so far. This is a general discussion. I think people who enjoy shopping and who enjoy over consuming are using collecting as like a way to protect their habits. You can't call it overconsumption because I'm a collector. And again, as I mentioned, we can't always know what's what. And just because I don't understand why somebody would collect something doesn't make collecting that thing a problem. Where I have a problem, even if it's a justifiable collection, a bona fide collection, to collect hundreds of tumblers and then to declutter half of them is wasteful. Most especially when we go and we replenish that collection and start filling in the void that we now have. Okay, I'm going to show you something really quick. This is a store. Look at all these cups. All of these different brands of cups. It's crazy. Like rows and rows of them. Different brands, different styles. And as we saw in the previous one, she owns different brands because, the internet gets infatuated with one brand, and then you buy all of these things and then you don't like it, and then you move on. Like you're excited about it, and then you realize maybe it's not so great, and then you move on to another thing, and you move on and you move on and move on. When you walk into stores like this and you have an interest, but you also potentially, again, not accusing the previous person we have as somebody who impulse shops, I don't know her, but you're somebody who loves to shop, who impulse shops, you walk into a store like this with all of these tumblers, it's like a heaven. It's craziness. We're going to watch an old video now. This is like a beauty video. It has 1.4 million views. It's from 2022.
Probably easier just to show you. So, yeah, I'm sure there's a more organized way to do this, but this is just what works for me because I like to see everything with the label up, just so I know if I'm grabbing things, I know what's here, I know what's missing. It is pretty messy at the moment. I've just received some new PR, but there's cleansers, toners, masks, serums. That's some new Korean skincare I'm trying out, and just some random bits everywhere. Do check expiry dates, so most of these are unopened and that will last about 2-3 years, but this will definitely all be gone before then. I have doubles and triples of things. I usually give them away to friends and family. I also do a lot of giveaways on my Instagram, so if you want to...
What do you mean that you're going to use it all in 2 to 3 years? This is not usable for 2 to 3 years. In order for somebody to get through this in 2 to 3 years, she's going to have to give away a ton of stuff. Like friends, family, giveaway, women's shelters, declutter it. A lot of this stuff is going to have to be decluttered because it's going to have to be expired, or it's going to expire. And I'm saying decluttered, which can mean any of those things that I've mentioned, like friends, families, women's shelters, things like that. I think a lot of this stuff is PR, as she's mentioned. But when you see stuff like this, and when you see like a revolving door of products, like when you see an influencer using all this stuff on their face, or they're constantly showing new things, they are enticing you to buy things that they never bought themselves. Obviously that taints the review and what they're saying. This is, I don't even like have the words for this because we have so many creators. We have so many creators on TikTok who are showing their overconsumption that has happened as part of their job. And they're showing people all the stuff that they own, which you don't need to show people this. You really don't. And then she's like, oh, this is what's useful to me. She shows all of the stuff that she got as part of her job, people sending her stuff, whatever. And then it becomes aspirational where people want to own as much stuff as she does because they want to be like her, because this is what wealth looks like. They want to emulate people's lives. They want to, like, it becomes aspirational. People want to accumulate this much stuff. They want to accumulate as much as other people because of the symbol that is. That's what wealth looks like. That's what happiness looks like. It would just make me happy to own all of this stuff. But you're going to have to go out and buy it all. This was like 2 or 3 years ago. Let me just show you an example of something that she posted recently.
But you did this for what? Why not? Why? Why not? Why though?
So she's holding up 4 of the new Trader Joe's tote bags. The Trader Joe's tote bags have been viral for a couple of years. So they like update them in different colors. She's holding all 4 of them and the audio is like, why? And somebody else responds, why not? So to me, like, well, all of this stuff that she showed under her bed several years ago, some of it she might have bought, some of it from PR. It's still like, let me just buy random stuff I don't need in quantities I don't need and things I'll probably declutter eventually. And I only really want right now because they're really popular and they're really trendy and I really want them and I'm indulging my wants because I can. And now I'm going to share it online with you to promote to other people. Just go buy the shit that you want because you want it. And why? Because you can. Like, stuff like this gets pitched as harmless all the time. And people, I think, can say like, oh, it's just one video. It's just my Stanley collection. It's just my little tote bag collection. Or it's my little tote bag moment, right? Just bought these tote bags. It's not a big deal. It's just tote bags. When you see all of this stuff in conversation, when you see one thing after another, this shapes how we think about our lives and our stuff. Let me just give you an example. There's just music overplaying this, and it says, start a hygiene closet, start a hygiene closet, start a hygiene closet. And she's showing a few shelves of her hygiene closet. And it says, the best decision I've ever made. It's what made me start this account. She is literally saying that starting a hygiene closet is the best decision she's ever made. Owning so much stuff that you need a full-on closet for it is the best decision you ever made. The reason, like, in my opinion, this is somebody who is most likely influenced by things that they're seeing online. The hygiene rooms and the hygiene closets have become so normal. They're inspiring people to do this themselves, to create these accounts, and then influence other people to do it too. Okay, here's a very interesting comment from it. Somebody says, people getting mad over this is so funny to me. Doing all this helped me with my self-esteem and hygiene immensely. Overconsumption, shush, it all gets used. The creator says it's literally crazy how personally they take it. You don't need all of this stuff to smell good and to have great hygiene. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago with the hygiene room and the creator Tatiana, who has a hygiene room. You can smell amazing with one product, like one body wash, one soap, one scrub. You don't have to own one. I'm just saying how much you own is not going to make you smell better or less. You have more options. And what this normalizes is 40 things as variety. Having 2 things isn't good enough variety. Having 3 things isn't good enough variety. And because I love something, gives me full pass to buy as much as I want because I love it. So that's 1. 2, people take it personally because of your impact to influence other people. That's like one of the reasons why I get frustrated with influencers online is because I also feel like a broken record. You are no longer making private choices when you're sharing your consuming habits online. You have the capacity to influence others. And in fact, you are influencing other people. So when we are using resources faster than we can replenish them, and when we, as a collective, are using more resources than we actually have, the person watching may not be the person who's using all of the resources, but everybody is going to and is experiencing the consequences of that. And then to go and encourage people to like go start skincare closet, like, no, ma'am. Your hobby isn't hygiene. Your hobby is shopping. Okay, we're going to end on one. I still have more that I could show. You know what? Before we get to the other one, the last one, we're gonna do some honorable mentions. I was gonna do a segment on Michaela. She has this Ulta Beauty World. The Ulta Beauty World haul is insane. She was at Ulta Beauty World, and like she brought an empty suitcase with her because she knew the swag bag was going to be great. Oh my god, look at all the stuff I got. It, like, when an influencer is showing you how crazy it is and like, look at how amazing my life is, look at how great all these products I have are, like, it's more aspirational content, and it's just another way to show overconsumption as aspirational and just glamorizing it for other people. That's the honorable mention. The last one we're going to watch, this is going to be our last video. And in this one, there's somebody watching a video. And I think watching somebody's reaction to this is perfect. I was going to include the original. I was like, no, this is just, you're going to go through the emotions with her, I think. I hate to say it. I honestly hate to say it, but I've seen makeup collections that are bigger than this on YouTube. It's not a flex. It's like, these massive makeup collections are such a hallmark of beauty YouTubers or beauty TikTokers. It is normal and something that viewers have just been like, yeah, it's normal. That's just what they need for the job. That's just part and parcel of their job. And it's become so normal that I don't think people fully, or at least there was a while. I don't know if that's still the case now, but there was at least a while where people just didn't bat an eye at how much makeup beauty influencers had. It's also so often now and in the past, we're just showing off all the products that they had was part of it. And the decluttering of these things as well, it did really well for a lot of influencers, and regularly decluttering makeup was part of the job as well. And I do appreciate the pushback against overconsumption. And one of the reasons why I wanted to show this video, because this person is like kind of reacting to it, I think we need more videos like this. people saying, wow, this is so much stuff, I think really helps to remove some of that normalization or that justification that people do with influencers and large collections of things that have been justified as collections or as part of the job. We need more of that. And I think as viewers, like we really, I mean, if you're here, then you're probably already taking a look at the kind of content that you're watching and how you're influenced and who you're choosing to influence you. I think doing that is more important than ever. And so if you are doing that and you know what content helps you, harms you, or like kind of is neutral, or, you know, harm is subjective and help is subjective too, but maybe positive or negative. You know what content is positive and beneficial or negative. And if you know that, or when you know that, you can make informed choices about what you watch and when you watch. We're going to end the video here. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being part of Everyday May. I have a playlist if you would like to catch that. I have the overconsumption files, which is almost 100 videos strong at this point of overconsumption topics. I also have the Everyday May playlist of all the videos that came in May. And you can check both of those out. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, for liking the videos and commenting and subscribing and just being part of this community. I can't thank you enough. We'll do it one more time. Thank you. And I hope to see you again around here soon for a new video. There might be like a little bit of a break before a new video, but there'll be one soon. I hope to see you then. Bye.